We just got our very first teaser for DLC 4 for Black Ops 6 Zombies, and it's rumored to be called The Reckoning, but I guess we'll have to wait and see. But regardless, let's not waste any more time. Drop a like and subscribe, and let me play that teaser for you.
Listen to me. Can't trust this man.
So nothing that crazy, about 8 seconds long, but in those 8 seconds, I think there's a decent amount to break down. The first thing I really want to point out is just the general area that we're seeing here. And I don't know if this is a spawn room or somewhere near to it, but overall, we do see this kind of entrance lobby area, I guess you could call it. And it looks like, as you would probably expect, the Janus symbol on the floor. Then you just see a bunch of zombies just kind of chilling around this place, which is cool or whatever. But you also do see that this place is kind of obviously destroyed and on fire, which is expected because from what we've actually seen, Janus Towers in the other maps, both Liberty Falls and Shattered Vale, that they were on fire. So that's not a big surprise there. But then we actually get an interesting thing here because we see just a body fall from space, which we'll get into in a bit, but we see a body just fall and it explodes. And I'm very curious exactly what this is. This could be really a lot of things. It could just be like something that happens while you play the map, right? Just like an animation that just makes the map feel more lively, or it could just be for the trailer, or it could be an Easter egg step, or maybe it's even a gameplay feature that we're going to play through. I don't know. It could be a lot of things, but something to keep an eye out for. But then after that, we get a very interesting look, because from there we look where that body comes from, and we can look all the way up, and this tower is huge. Now, obviously, I don't expect that we're going to be able to go to all the different levels of these Janus towers, or how many of the Janus towers we're going to be able to access, but it is a very tall map, something that was rumored for a while now. This is going to be a very vertical map, and I wonder if that's going to somehow play a part into both the wonder weapon and the equipment, because they had talked about potentially the grapple gun returning in this map for a, I guess not returning because it's never been in a round-based map before, but just being in this map, and that could be interesting to see how it would play if that is true. But again, we don't know anything for certain, but at least we know that this bottom lobby is playable. But then after that, we see more of the map, because the next thing we see is actually someone all the way at the top of these Janus towers, or at least pretty close to it, so they're pretty high up. And what could happen here is there's just a zip line to get to the top and something like that, but I don't really see one here, so I'm not sure exactly how they do that. But the roof here, or floor here, is broken, and I wonder if you could die from falling from that. That would be pretty interesting if that's a thing. But also, we do see this is from a person's perspective, or a player's perspective, because we see them holding a gun, and I don't think this has been in the game yet. I think it's like, it looks like the Helger from Cold War. If that's returning this map, that's kind of a cool little thing to throw on the side, so that's definitely worth mentioning. But then when this thing actually looks up, we can see a couple things. First thing, the boring thing, we do see an ammo buy station right here, or just an ammo buy box right there, which is cool or whatever. But then we actually see that there is some dark ether growth. I don't think it's actually like a dark ether area similar to maybe Liberty Falls. I think this is just like kind of creeping in here, and it's not like a full area, and we see the dark ether vegetation just growing here, which is very interesting. I'm curious to see what that means for this map. If this may be a machine here that's connected to the dark ether that's causing this, or what is exactly going on here, I'm very interested to see in terms of story stuff. But then the final thing we see is just a zombie attacking it, which is a new skin. I don't think we've seen one like this before, but besides that, we just see some doors behind it and more dark ether growth, and I really can't tell you more besides that. Now, the last thing from this teaser that I think is worth pointing out is just what it says at the top right this whole time. Because at the top right, initially, it says Janus Security, and it says the time, which is 1:52 a.m. And we knew it's 2 a.m. because it uses the 24-hour time with all of these teasers that we've seen before. So this is pretty early in the morning. And then later, actually, when they get to the top, it actually changes to 2:22 a.m. Now, I don't know if that's actually the time is going to take place when we're actually playing. And if it is, I don't know how much that really matters. But overall, that is our first teaser for this map, and it is a pretty solid one. I like teasers like this, get us hyped for the map. But with this, I think there's only one last thing worth talking about here, and that, what does this mean for why we're getting the teaser now, and how close is the actual release of this map? Well, obviously, I don't think we're getting the rest of the reveal later this week. I think we'll see a couple more teasers on Thursday and then Friday, and I think probably Monday or Tuesday is when we're going to get the proper trailer to all of this. And this would mean that probably the week after that would be the release of the map. So it'd be the first week of August, and that kind of lines up perfect because for a while now we've kind of assumed that this map was going to be coming out on August 7th because that's when we're expecting the next season to start, and it seems to all work out for that. So overall, what you should expect for the rest of this week, more teasers, next week reveal, and the week after that, the launch of DLC 4 and the final map of Black Ops 6 Zombies.